Now on News 12. The latest after a gas explosion leveled a multi-family home in Dutchess County. What we're learning from investigators tonight. Plus,
critical incidents are not unique to me, but this particular one was.
The victims recovering at local hospitals. We've got an update on their current conditions.
And sending support. Hear how communities in and out of the county are coming together to help.
And coming up, I got some good news you're going to want to pay attention to. We have a dry weekend ahead. I'll have the rest of those forecast details coming up.
And honoring the extraordinary life and legacy of an iconic Yonkers rapper, we take you to the tribute exhibition of hip-hop legend DMX. News 12 starts now. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Nikita Ramos.
And I'm Kevin Marr. Boy, a lot of news coming your way, but first we begin with your weekend weather forecast. Big headline, dry.
Yeah, not rain for once. Addison Green here with more of that good news.
Oh, nothing but good news, guys, especially when it pertains to the weekend, because I think you guys, everyone else there wants to know, are we going to be able to see the entire weekend being dry? And the answer is yes. Starting off with going through your Friday night to your Saturday morning, waking up with temperatures not as cold as it has been in recent days. You're going to be around the normal low of 40 degrees with a morning low of 41, of course. Further towards the north and west, it will be trending colder. Then for your day on Saturday, it's nice and mild, partly cloudy with a high of 59 degrees. Definitely great fall weather right there to enjoy. And we'll also see the weather continue to be nice out there for Sunday, for a mix of sun and clouds and a high of 60 degrees. Now, there are rain chances in sight in places like White Plains, but you'll notice it's not until the middle of next week we are dealing with those showers coming through. So when I come back in a few minutes, I'll break this down for you and more in that 10-day forecast.
All right, dry for election night too, also important, right?
Absolutely.
Well, tonight we continue our coverage of that gas explosion that leveled a multi-family home in Dutchess County.
Yeah, and first responders tell us that that home had already exploded by the time they arrived, with multiple victims trapped inside. Tonight, our Ben Nandy gives us a look at how those victims are doing.
My house is shook.
Ran to the streets and to see what was going on.
I still remember the kid was all bleeding.
Wappingers Falls police say the explosion on Brick Row and the fire that followed sent 15 people to the hospital. Police say it was likely caused by a contractor hitting an underground pipe containing flammable fuel.
Station 1 area equipment, ruptured gas line to Brick Row.
Critical incidents are not unique to me, but this particular one was.
Commissioner Paul Italiano tells me a woman, her 2 children, and their neighbor who were inside the building at the time of the blast were badly burned. Some people outside were injured too, including a worker who firefighters had to pull out of the rubble. Italiano says 5 first responders were injured. A firefighter had a hand injury, 3 officers were burned, 1 other cop got bitten while rescuing a dog. Neighbors helped on scene until more manpower could get there.
The fire department is a volunteer fire department, so although they responded with a group of people for something of this magnitude, they had limited resources.
Witnesses tell me when they saw someone run out of the building bleeding and disoriented, they feared the worst.
You can hear the mother was just saying, you know, we're alive, we're still alive, we're still alive, which was by the grace of God. Because an explosion like that, I never heard anything like that.
The 5 hospitalized first responders were released. They are fine. Police say 8 other people who were inside and outside the home are still at Westchester Medical Center. Ben Nandy, News 12.
And tonight we're learning more about that subcontractor involved and how this disaster could have happened. Dutchess County officials say J. Mullen & Sons were replacing old gas pipes and that the row of townhouses were actually built in the late 1800s. They say for some reason, even though the pipe was in use, no one knew where it was there. Officials say the subcontractor followed procedure and called UDIG New York, but that the old line they hit was not marked.
I think an incident like this provides an opportunity for us to learn and try to figure out ways to improve the system. We certainly can update our technology and our standards.
Kevin Hopper with UDIG New York says utility companies perform their own site checks and they mark lines using metal detectors and maps. In some cases, though, when pipes are very old, it's not always clear where they are. So we looked into J. Mullins & Sons and found that it is state licensed and certified. The company did not return our calls for comment.
There has been a huge response from people in and out of Dutchess County who want to help. I spoke to a community organizer tonight who says he's connecting those people with the victims. He says right now they need basic items like clothing and toiletries. He spoke to a mother today whose 2 children have bad burns. He says she still is in shock over what's happened.
Just trying to let her know that there's people out here that care about her and that are going to make it okay, and not to worry about those basic things. Like, we'll take care of that. You just worry about your kids for now.
There are several ways to help. Visit news12.com if you want to get involved.
Well, a woman is recovering tonight after Port Jervis police say she fell down a ravine. It happened near the bridge in the area of Pike Street and Water Street. First responders say they found the woman down the embankment with significant leg injuries. Rescuers brought the woman to safety and transported her to a local hospital. Poughkeepsie police took a teenager into custody after he was busted for drugs and a stolen firearm. Police say they arrested 19-year-old Jaden Tyler Thursday during a traffic stop on Weed Street and Hudson Avenue. Tyler was a passenger in the vehicle. A search found a loaded semi-automatic handgun, along with some crack cocaine, heroin, and oxycodone. The gun was reportedly stolen out of Alabama.
And there is a crackdown on unregistered mopeds and other recreational vehicles in Yonkers right now. In fact, an 8-hour overhaul yesterday led to 30 vehicles impounded all across the city. Mayor Mike Spano says this initiative is part of the city's proactive policing to deter those vehicles from becoming a gateway for other crimes. A dispute between a town and the village of Mamaroneck has halted work on a bridge that contributes to major flooding. The Waverly Avenue Bridge was found to be structurally deficient by the Department of Transportation. The town of Mamaroneck agreed to undertake a $4.5 million project to replace the bridge and widen the channel. But now, the village mayor wants the town to foot a $728,000 bill for police to direct traffic from the road closure. But town officials say they're blindsided by this demand. Both sides are set to meet on Monday, and residents tell us that they hope an agreement will come so that the project can start.
A traffic alert for Westchester County. Starting today, Con Edison will be doing work in the village of Tuckahoe. Crews will begin working on replacing the gas line on Grant Street. Now work will begin on the Sagamore Road side. They're going to go east towards Fairview Avenue. You should expect road closures on Grant Street during that time as a result, as well as no parking signs in the area throughout the day. The project is expected to last several weeks.
Yonkers Art celebrates the life and legacy of local legend DMX with a new exhibit.
And our Emily Druby has a sneak peek.
An artist, a legend, a Yonkers hero.
DMX, he's ours. He's Yonkers.
Now the city is honoring DMX and his impact.
This show encapsulates almost 20 years of DMX's career.
The exhibit called Let Me Fly, curated by Yonkers Arts, is happening during the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. It features a timeline of DMX's life with plenty of local mentions.
Most of the pictures are of him here in Yonkers. I mean, we have him here in Slow Bombs, aka Palisade Towers.
The exhibit is filled with Yonkers artists, including the man who took these photos, which are throughout the exhibit. His name is Sharif, and he's followed DMX and his career since 1999.
The first day I met X and I said, can I take a picture? He first thing he asked me is like, do you love what you want to do? Do you love what you do? I said, of course. He was like, if you love what you're going to do, you're going to be rich doing it. Stay with it. Like his first words were inspiration for me to follow my passion. And that's what he did, and look what he accomplished in the world.
His friend and DJ Superior, attended the show.
I mean, he's just loved, you know? That's all I can say.
He calls DMX an inspiration to all local artists.
You can do it if you put your mind to it and put together the right team.
DJ Superior's words and this event, both true testaments to DMX's impact on this community. This exhibit will be here at Yonkers Arts until the end of January and is completely free to visit. In Yonkers, Emily Druby, News 12.
It's time to turn back the clocks again this weekend, but the changing time can create confusion for those with Alzheimer's and dementia, and we'll give you tips to help. Plus, we'll tell you where you can get a free breast cancer screening in Westchester County.
Mount Vernon. You're watching News 12. Local matters. Get the latest headlines on the News 12 stories that could impact your day, delivered right to your inbox.